Hi guys, so today I wanted to talk to you about, I guess you could say the energy within a book. And what I mean by energy is some characters are very high energy, very excitable, whereas other characters are more low energy and maybe not necessarily depressed, but maybe just more content, relaxed, not as crazy. And I find ever since I should say I found ever since my first book that it really is important to have sort of a balance of energy, and it's very natural to sometimes even introduce new characters in order to sort of balance the energy. So, for example, my first book, Fire, I had a band, and it was four people originally, and two of them were kind of on one side, and one of them was sort of left by herself and another person was sort of in the center. He didn't want to get involved one way or the other. So there was like a very imbalance within the band. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to introduce a new character just to sort of balance. It just didn't feel quite right. And I didn't give it a lot of thought how I would introduce the character or the significance, or I didn't at the time give it a deep thought. I just felt like there was something missing. I'm going to bring this new character in and see what happens. And he ended up being crazy, erratic. He was just out of control. And so I thought, this is perfect because it kind of did balance things out. And he was kind of always on the girls' side as opposed to the guys that were kind of against her, the two of the original members of the band. And from that point on, I found every book I wrote, or I shouldn't say every book, but most of them, there's a sort of a balance in energy. So I will have crazy, erratic, sort of, I guess, excitable characters that are fun. You just don't know what they're going to do. Just very unpredictable. And then I'll have other characters to kind of counter them, which are kind of more quiet, perhaps, or again, probably just more content, relaxed. And in my last book's a perfect example of that. We're all animals. Chase is kind of quiet, content. He's not one to really speak up at that point. And a lot of the people that are introduced in his life are sort of the absolute opposite. And although there's other people who are maybe not as crazy and wild as a couple of the characters, Diego, for example, is one of them. The people that are kind of more quiet and content as he is sort of fade away. And he seems more drawn to the people who are sort of more excitable. So just as in real life, quite often people who are kind of more quiet, you will see them sort of drawn to people who are a little bit more maybe wild or exciting or take risks or whatever that they feel that they can't or don't want to do at that point in their lives, or maybe are a little fearful of doing. And so I guess it's really not so different from real life in many ways. It's like they say, opposites attract. And sometimes if you're a very high energy person, having that, the other side would be having that calm person in your life also calms you. So we see that in real life as well, not just in books. But I definitely did see that as I was writing, and I'm seeing it more and more. And I when the energy kind of goes down, I find that then suddenly a new character will come along that will kind of light up the, I don't know what, light up the sky. I don't know. I don't know where that came from. You know what I mean? Crazy. Somebody who just kind of throws some life into the story, and usually is when you need it. You need that extra person kind of coming in to add some kind of excitement. Anyways, so that is kind of the energy balance within a book, and you wouldn't think that it would matter, but even when you're watching TV shows, you can notice that some characters are a little more high energy and you're more drawn to them, and then others are calm. You like different aspects of each of those characters, but they kind of balance out on the screen. So you'll see a high energy person working with somebody who's kind of a little more quiet, or somebody who's more sensible working with somebody who's very erratic and impulsive. It's just sort of the balance, and it kind of evens things out. And it makes things kind of more interesting, you have to admit. Anyways, that is what I am going to address for today. And if you have any questions, comments, feel free to contact me through my website. You can contact me through social media. Mima and Fire, everywhere. Check it out. Let me know what you think, and have a great day. Thank you.